Right, ladies and gents, made a little tarp out of the last of the M94 material I had. Doing it for a friend for his boy. That's it. But so what I'm going to do is make a tarp pouch, okay, for the individual tarp itself. I'll cut out a piece of material. Again, you will make this to your size, but just let your eyes be a guide on that. We're talking about 18, and if I remember right, it was, yeah, 24 inches, so that's 2 foot by 18. Literally, it's not poshly folded up or anything, but that's going to be roughly the idea, the size of the tarp, okay, that's going to go inside it. Obviously it can be folded a little bit smaller, but let's just say that's how it is in the field, because you never get it, you can fold it at home, you never get it like that in the field. So let's just say I'm going to make a bag for it. Okay, I'm going to have the fold down and clip round at the front. I'm going to have a strap going down here, so this could, if you imagine that's the back of your backpack, and there's the two straps that come up, ladies and gents, they will go over there, so you can attach this to the back of the backpack on the two vertical straps that do your lid, or if necessary just stick it right on top and then pull your lid down and your straps down on it. Yeah, so I could probably just make a quick drawstring bag and go okie dokie, there you go, and your man would be very happy with that, because these are one-offs and you just can't get them. Especially in that material, can't get it anymore. But a little bit tightwad mythology. Let's try and keep everything in the one place, and everything does have its place. So we're looking at the inside now. That's the outside. So I've got a little bit of it's Cador and Ireland material. I think it's about 500 denier. So it's not as thick as the Bergen material, so that's roughly cut out. So inside the Bergen, if that's the top, ladies and gents, make sure I'm on there, that's going to be the top. I'm going to fold that over there, and I'm going to have sewn there, so your gentleman can keep all his tarp lines in that side. And as you'll see, I'm just going to do some strips, so he can just put the tent pegs in there, so they're all in one place and not actually touching, or with the risk of damaging the tarp, because it'll just give it somewhat good protection. So on that, ladies and gents, I'm going to stick it underneath the machine bertha, which we can see here. Just do some hemming up at the moment. Once I've done that, I'll bring you back just to show you anything I'm going to do slightly different or off design. But literally I'm just going to be edging it all round there. I'm not going to bore you with showing you how to do that, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and gents, as I said, this is going to be designed so it can attach to the outside of a Bergen. Imagine there's the back of the Bergen, there's the shoulder straps. I'll sew that about 40mm in strips across there, so then you can take the actual, there's the top of the Bergen, the outer flap, sorry, the clip for the flap, and push it through, so you can actually just have this on the outside of the Bergen, which is a good idea if you're taking wet kit back. Okay, I'm making it bigger than it needs to be, just because it can, and like I say, it's going to have a roll down top and come across, and that's how it's going to slit. Inside, I'll bring you back later on, but I'm going to put a little compartment inside to catch or take the gentleman's ridge line and some tent pegs, and have it all in the one place. He just takes it off, goes to the area he wants to put his basher up, bosh, done, everything's there. So what I'm going to do here is sew these two on, sew them down the sides, and then just come down 40mm strips. With this stuff, if you've not used it before, it's a polypropylene webbing. You get it cheap enough on eBay. One thing it does do, it will frail, so you just get a lighter, go along. Right, ladies and gents, it's very hot, so don't go near it, okay? It's plastic. And that's it, so that stopped that from fraying. And do the other sides. Again, I'm going to do the other one before I go. Now, this material literally struggles under there, literally, because it's probably like using a big bin wagon to do something that a little push bike will do. So what I will do over is change over to my semi-industrial machine, which just handles this material better. But I will be sewing this material, which is quite tough, on my old bertha. So once I've done that, ladies and gents, I'll bring you back for that. can see me just doing the second one exactly in line with the first one, because I marked them up. As we can see, there's the line going across. I'll do that. Tripod's rather getting in the way. So I'm going to do the exact opposite, sew it up to the mark and then come down about 40mm, enough to get the buckle through all the way down on that, ladies and gents. So I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side. So it's square and sewed to the material. Literally, I'm going to do it by eye. If you was that pandatic, you could measure it out, but again, that's going to be enough to get a buckle underneath there. And again, I'm just going to do another one, and on that, I'll do that. I'll bring you back when I've done all that. Right, ladies and gents, yeah, just brought you back to show you. That will be the outside, and the actual straps that secure the top of your Bergen can be slipped through there, and that'll be behind the actual straps and attach your Bergen. That'll become more apparent once I get the whole thing done. Just bringing it over again, ladies and gents. So that's the inside. That's my top flap. So I'm going to turn it around there. And what I need to do, there's the inside pocket. It's going to be just there. I'm going to have to make sure I don't sew down them straps, okay? So they're clearly, you can see the cotton lines down there. So I will, once I've changed over the machines, because literally Bertha, my big boy, he's too robust for this material. It's better designed for the other one, but I'll sew that up, and you see down here, so I don't sew over them, I'll sew down there, so I've got that much there, and then that will be the pocket where the guy can put his paracord, and on here, because that's free on this side, I'm just going to do, you know, do some tent peg sort of lines down there, so he can stick his tent pegs in there, and then I'll show you how to turn it inside out, sew it up together. But once I've got that machine where this is, I'll bring it back, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and gents, make sure she's on the inside. That's how far, that's going to be me sew over edge. That's all. The bottom bit's going to come underneath that first piece of webbing up under there, and I'm back on my smaller machine now because it's much more suited to these fabrics. Okay, got it all set up. And let's go. I'm going to reverse it just to lock it in. Okay, come right down to the bottom, over, lock it back up. Doing that, I didn't think you're doing, if that one suddenly comes undone, this one will be locked in. It just seals the stitches, sort of ends it off nicely. And again, make sure I've got it parallel coming down, and away we go. Again, I'm just going to hit the back button again. I haven't edged the bottom bit, don't need to, it's never going to be seen by man the beast. Then I'll come over the edge, then go back on itself, come forward, and that's now locked in. Make sure your needle's down, lift your foot up, pull it round, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew it in a little bit so it makes the pockets, this part, stand a little proud, okay? That normally, if you want it flat, you'd have it parallel, but what I'm going to do is bring that side in a bit, just so it gives a little opening to the pocket. So on that, that's about there, that should do me. Again, starting up again, forward, backwards. Come back again, forward again, and that's that. Off the bottom one, make sure that both under and pull back. So now, ladies and gents, see what I mean? That's got a bigger opening edge. So the first one I want to do about there, and that's for the guys, that's so I don't sew over them ones, the straps on the back. I'm going to come down there, and that's for his ridgeline and paracord, whatever he wants to put in there. So that will just be a big one. Again, I'm going to pull that reasonably tight about there. Yeah, it's more than enough to get a hand in. So, ladies and gents, here we go. I'm going to do it again. Make sure I've got my cottons underneath. And lock it in. Go back a couple of times there. And just come straight down. Because what I'll do now is, you see this piece here, this long piece, I'm going to just quickly chalk marks, just so I can get about 6 to 8 tent pegs in there, and there'll be a place on the inside for them. This material will protect the tarp that's on the inside. I'm just going to be sewing lines down there. I'll bring it back and I'll just show you when I've done that. Right, ladies and gents, as you'll just speed it up a little bit, 6 slots in there. More if you want to put them in the other side. And all I've just done them is, as you know, I'm quite taken by the IPK tent peg. That's the biggest one of the lot. That'll just go in there very, very nicely. There's the top. You'll be able to grab them when he needs them. As you can see, if you're going to make something yourself, make it properly. Like I said, I could have just made them a quick drawstring bag for the tarps, like the army ones. But no, if you're going to do something, you do it properly, ladies and gents. It doesn't have to be this size. But as you'll see, gentleman's now got the whole shelter system in the one bag. You can go on top of the bergen, underneath the flat, underneath the top flat, which is probably where most people would probably want to carry it, or if necessary you can attach it to the back of the bergen on the outside with the straps on. So what I'm going to do now, ladies and gents, is turn it inside out. Okay, so along there and down there, and that will make the bag the size I wanted it, and I'll bring you back and show you how what I've done thus far. Right, ladies and gents, I've checked it. Nothing else I need to do before I start sewing the bag up. And obviously there's the outside. This is the top edge, so I want to make sure that that's together. So I'm going to start there, give it a edge of about 5-6 millimeters, line it all up, hold my cotton at the back, and again take it back and lock it. And if you're cutting out straight, you'll see that these two edges almost come together perfectly, ladies and gents. Pays to spend a little bit of time on making sure everything's square when you're cutting out. When you come to the edge, stop it again. Then keep your needle down, drop your foot, hold, and as you can see, two layers are almost perfect. I'm just going to come back a little bit, ladies and gents, and beauty of making something, the bottom's obviously going to take a little bit of pressure. So what I'm going to do is I pulled it round to the top again. and I'm just going to double sew. See what I've done there? That's it. That should be okay. But Mac Tightwad's doing it, so I'm just going to flick it over and sew it so it'll have a double sewing line down it. That is super fine, ladies and gents. I'll turn it inside out. There's a few cottons. I'm not going to show you how to do cottons. I'll cut my cottons off, just making sure it's all tidy inside out, and then pull it inside out. I will be double sewing. This is the side flap, that's the top, but I'll do that from the outside of the bag to make it secure. So yeah, there we go, ladies and gents. That's the inside. That's for the gentleman's tent pegs. And a nice pocket here. Brilliant really, because it doesn't interrupt with the strapping on the back on the outside of it, which I sewed on before you do anything on the inside. And in there you can put whatever he wants in there, but you know, the paracords and all that type of gear. Right, so I'll just tidy it up now, get my cottons off and turn it inside out. Right, ladies and gents, so I've turned it inside out. There's the top. Obviously I did the bottom along a double seam, so see this seam here, there's probably nothing wrong with that, but there's only one layer of stitching there. And while you're making things yourself, you just pull it out so you've got it nice and edged like it is there, and I'm going to sew down there and sew down along the bottom, so I'm double reinforcing my edges. And just on this polyester cotton that I'm using, because it's not elasticated in any way and it is waterproof. Nicely down, right near the edge, lady goats. So that just gives it double reinforcement. Beauty of doing stuff yourself, you make it pucker. Slowly come round the corner there. Oh yes. And again, the bottom will have been sewed 3 times, and I'm very, very happy with that. Hold it, make sure I'm straight. Oh, I didn't particularly like that, did it? Get to that edge. There's not a need to sew up that edge, because remember I sewed it along the bottom and up one side, and that side's obviously, if I was to sew down there, no earthly reason why I need to do that, ladies and gents. So apart from the top attachment point, so I'll get it all set up and show you. That's it, ladies and gents. And as you see, I've just sewn down there. Makes it all nice and tight. Come round the corner and sewed it down the bottom. That is quite a nice firm edging round the bottom there. So again, all I've got to do is the attachment point where it will fold over. Going to put the 2 clips in there. Bring you back to show you how I'm going to do that in a second. Right, ladies and gents, there's the bit of nylon I'm going to use. The small 10mm buckles, perfectly adequate for doing that up. One side off. Also got a flat-sided pouch, so that's the first one. So taking it and pulling it down so it's flat, and I put that underneath and sew one side of the nylon ribbon on. Now you've got to make sure that everything else is pulled out of the way, so you're only going through one level of material. So I will do that. I'm going to adjust my machine so it will do a little zigzag just to make that really stronger, more surface area. So you'll see the machine going like that now, sorry, the needle going like that now. It's just a strong way of sewing some on. my first one. So I'm going to bring it over now and just do a second one there. That's the second line. So the first one goes. We're okie dokie because we've got the second one. Again, ladies and gents, beauty of doing things yourself. Right, so pull it all off, cut it all off. Can always pull them right through into the back. Right, ladies and gents, so the only important thing I need to do there is put my buckle on. It's just a little bit fiddly. Here we go. Okay, and that's it. Okay, you can see two lines are stitching down there, one there and one there. So if one goes, the other one goes. I'm going to do that exactly the same on the other side. I'll bring you back when I've done that, because I'm just going to do the other side. I'm just going to do exactly the same, as close as I can there to the actual buckle. Get one line down there and one line down there. So I'll bring you back when I've done that. Right, ladies and gents, there's the buckle sewn on. All you need to do then is take it down the side, make sure that's the end you've got, so that's going to be the fold over bit. Okay, and grab it there, because that's where I want to do my first sew line, just there. Again, you've seen me do it before. Once I've got that on there, I'm going to sew down 2 lines, put that on, pull it over this side, and then sew down 2 more lines. So I'll bring it back when I've done that, because you've seen me do it before, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and gents, bag finished. Okay, there's the male and female clip. I'll show you they go together, roll top, I'm sure you've all seen it. And inside, makes it really nice and firm down the bottom as well, is a little pouch where the gentleman can put all his ridge lines in there, and at the other side there's slots where you can just literally grab hold of your 10 pegs. No idea what ones he's going to be using, and they're all stored away in there out of the way. All in one place, all ready to go, grab and go. So that's it roughly folded. That's exactly how I folded it when I brought back from the trial run at the covert spot. So I'll stick it in. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you will see it's slightly bigger than it needs to be. It's in there right to the bottom. Okay, pull flat, wind down once or twice. Never goes to plan when you want to do it as a demonstration, but there you go. That is one side of the pouch, and it's a flat pouch really. So if you imagine that, the top of the Bergen, there's the lid, just slung on the top, pull down, pull your straps down, it's right at the top of your Bergen. You've got your paracords in there, you've got your 10 pegs in there, and you know it's a little bit bigger than it needs to be, because the gentleman, I'm sure, is going to put a ground sheet in there as well. So it will be a one-stop system. I'm just going to go tomorrow night, make one of these for myself, okay? And on the back there, as we can see, there's them 2 rows of webbing. So I just need you to imagine now, that's the outside of the Bergen, that's the lid, that's the bottom. Put it on the bottom, and you know your Bergen securing straps? There's obviously 2 of them. This is just for a demonstration, and then click that one, and it's literally riding on the back of his Bergen like that on the outside in case it's soaking wet, or if indeed it just gives him extra carrying capacity. So very easy to do. A few bits of 40mm webbing makes the job as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gents. And obviously you can get that smaller in there, and all you need to do when you do that is just roll it down and then click it up. I'm quite in favour of doing the little clips on that. So as opposed to doing like the typical British Army little stuff sack, which is never really big enough to get it back in, especially not when you're cold and tired. There it is in there, ladies and gents. You can fold it up posher, but that's my idea of a one-stop carrying receptacle for your shelter system. So it's a shelter pouch, ladies and gents, and like I say, pull it tight, roll it down as many times as you want. So let's do it 3 times there, grab hold of and press in, and there we go. I mean, you could even sit on that if you wanted to, make a nice little pad really. I designed to go on the top of the Bergen, pull your frame down, or if not on the outside, just your slots, your lid straps just going up and then securing it. So ladies and gents, you know, I'm talking about half hour, 40 minutes work there. If you're doing a production, you'd have everything with stencils and cut out. But yeah, that just finishes off the tarp that I'm doing for a gentleman. It's for his boy. I say his boy's an adult, but loves this camouflage there, and if I do something properly, I always do it properly. And the thing is, he's a master at making these walking sticks, and he's making me a regimental walking stick. So hopefully I'll get this to the gentleman and he can pass it on to his boy, because the tarp on this, it's a one-off. I say, especially if you had loads of money, you could get something to make one, but the material is just almost, you can't get hold of it now. Wish we could get some more, but yeah, so there we go, ladies and gents. That's just my idea of a shelter pouch, okay, rather than, you know, the old drawstring bag. Just get a lot more bang for your buck with that one. Hope that's been of use to you, and I'll bring you back every time I make something, because I really am sort of, you know, humbled by how much people do watch these films, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, ladies and gents, it's getting a bit late at night, so I'll shut up and say good night to everybody. Take care.